And that's why Chainsaw Man is a great anime. Anyways, the people desire hypergamy. Hypergamy, you may not be interested in hypergamy, but hypergamy is interested in you.
It
So,
is. Dear
welcome, Jack. Good
listener,
morning or
good
good
morning.
evening in your parts.
Late afternoon. But thank you. Thank you for having me again on this wonderful panel show.
My pleasure and your pleasure as well. But
Absolutely. I don't have a choice. Like I'm forced here against my will to keep Rule Zero breathing.
yeah, we're indentured servants. We can't let this die. Yeah. The sacred text. No,
Yeah.
the sacred text.
There's a secret
Basically.
bind to it. But I mean, I'm happy to do it. It's always nice to like get some guys clicking because you and I both know, and we've been in spaces, and we still have boots on the ground on everything, especially now that the red pill is becoming more popular. There's a lot of
Yeah.
misconceptions.
Yeah, it's listen, people are here because they're trying to understand something, but it's like understanding and then seeing it in their own lives, it's two different things. And then applying it and using it to their benefit is even harder still,
Hmm.
right? Like
Because go ahead.
it's just difficult. That bridge, once you really cross the bridge, right? And you realize like there is no that's the part where you're just like this shit really was for me and no one else, and like just for me to like help me and not to change anything, not to explain to my friends. This is about me and me. And hypergamy is very misconstrued because guys use it as a term to like an excuse to give up, an excuse for inaction, right? Which is, so yeah, you were gonna say, Jack, sorry.
Well, especially when it comes to hypergamy, and you just mentioned it, where it becomes an excuse for guys to even stop trying. Where you and I look at hypergamy and it's like, so you're saying there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
All I have
It
to do
benefits
is just,
men.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, all I have to do is improve. Let's go get it. And then you get even farther into the misconceptions. I mean, you made a whole list for it, so I don't want to like spoiler and walk ahead too much. A
Mhm.
little bit of a mistranslation, but who cares? Where at a certain point you're gonna get to the guys who, do not get me wrong, I will not say not all women are like that. Like all women are like that. They are. All women are hypergamous. But then it becomes this interpretation of all women are hypergamous for the exact same guy. Where it's like, and that's where
Mhm.
you get things conflated because
Yeah, we're gonna
not,
talk about that.
yeah,
Like, that's so like it's not like one totem pole of men where at the top is like Drake and Donald Trump, and at the bottom is like, you know,
Cappy.
a yeah, oh, okay, bless his soul, or like some basement dweller, right? It's this matrix, right? So we're gonna cover that too. Um, and let's see, I'm trying to make notes because this is gonna be a very theory heavy episode and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Um, So we're gonna start with hypergamy is not a straitjacket. So Jack, could you explain to the audience why hypergamy is not a straitjacket?
Well, that comes to the misconception of that hypergamy is indeed women will always look for something better, and like I mentioned previously, that one guy will always be the top guy. However, what she does is look for the best guy in her direct surroundings. So all you have to do is not outrun the bear, but just be faster than your friend in these cases, where it gives you leeway. Like just because a woman is hypergamous doesn't mean she will always act on it, nor does it mean that she can always act on it. Her direct surroundings might be limited. Her um her means of communication might be limited. I always keep bringing up like the Tinder argument where there is a distance limitation on that. So the
Yeah, logistics, like it's
yeah,
yeah.
it all comes down to logistics and things like that. Now, let's say you are married and things like that. Will her hypergamous doubt kick in with the first fuck up you make? No, not necessarily. Depends on the level of the mess up. But even if you mess up, does she have a better option around her? Not necessarily right away. She might be more open to it, but that process of looking into that takes a little while. We all know that when a woman breaks up, she has broken up with you maybe like a month already in her head. So that's the case. But that still means if you want to, you still have a month to, like, you know, not per se prevent that, but get your own shit in order so that if she does leave, you at least have everything in order so that you might be able to find her replacement. Or she decides, hey, wait a minute, I'm going to stay anyway. Because in that sense, the stay plan is the same as the go plan. All of this self-development stuff, is for you, not for her. So, but she might be a little bit of an external motivation where it's like, you know what? I do like my wife. I do like my spouse. And since she's more pragmatical than I am, you know what? I might want to get my shit together for this if I want to make this work. And if I cannot make it work, at least I will get out of it better than I was within it. So there's more leeway.
Yeah. So essentially what Jack is explaining here is that hypergamy isn't something where like you're walking down the street with your girl and there's a guy like you who's 2 inches taller and she's gonna cross the street and be like, bye. You know, that's not that. Remember, hypergamy sees it's equal or better, and also think of Briefwood's law, right? And Briefwood's law sometimes again benefits you too, right? Because women will say, okay, well, yeah, that guy may be better. I don't know. And women are not good judges of character either, right? It's not like they have this ability to scan a man and be like, oh, there's his money, there's his game, there's his dress style, whatever, how many bitches he has. They can't do that. It takes them a while, right?
I,
So they think, okay, what do I get from just hopping on dick constantly forever? Right. And think about it like this. Yes, there are some women that enjoy sex and it is like a drug to them, right? You know, Uncle Touchy, you know, the dad didn't love them and all that stuff. And they seek validation and they seek meaning through manipulating men and getting men sexually, whatever. But for the most part, most women, right, they're just like, they're trying to settle for their equal or better. And that does not always mean that they're always going to be jumping for the next thing, right? That's men. We're not jumping for the next best thing, right? But we're able to sleep with multiple women because that's just our biology. Sperm is cheap, eggs are expensive. So therefore, women cannot risk just sleeping with every guy all the time constantly, right? So these guys that think that the minute a woman goes single, she's banging like 30 dudes. Yeah, she'll bang like 2 or 3, or she'll stay with her ex until some other guy shows up, or she'll find a long-term sexual partner that's casual until a better guy. And guys, better can mean more money, more alpha, less alpha. It can mean chubbier, more fit. Who the fuck knows? Better can mean so many things. And these guys, the hypergamy as a straitjacket thing is because there's a lot of neurotic men that think that because a girl passed them up or didn't or took them for granted once, that all women are just waiting at the opportunity to use them and leave them for something else. I'm like, no, it does not work like that. The reason you probably got passed up most likely is because you had a severe deficit or problem that women are forced to leave you. Like women don't just leave because usually because you got your shit together, right? Any guy that's fat, that got jacked, or any guy that had no game and was weird and then got socially calibrated, or any guy that just started putting on better clothes and had a better social life, started realizing, you know what, maybe I was the problem. And that's what a lot of guys come to. And they don't like to hear that because as you know, Jack, when you tell a group of men there's nothing wrong with them and everything's wrong with everyone else, that's where they flock to and they throw money at people that tell them that. So
yep. Did you see what's his name on Twitter? I don't know, like the testicular cancer meeting for incels or something, whatever his account is. It's like women owe me,
incel
women,
count.
yeah, women
Yeah.
owe me this, women owe me that. It's like nobody owes you shit. You brought up a very interesting point. Better could also be chubbier. Now,
Yeah.
what would you mean by that? Because it's like, wait, don't women go for the ripped guys and this and that? Do you know, dear listener, that there are women out there who went sick and tired of the broccoli and rice eating bodybuilder, who associate a healthy physique with not fun,
Mhm.
with autistic measurements of caloric intake, where it's like, yeah, he looked great, but he's boring. And you can be anything to a woman, but boring. Now,
Yeah.
those looks will get you through the door. They will. And I've told this story 1,000 times of the guy who participated in Temptation Island. Yes, he had the looks and he even had the status. And he got far. He did. He did. The women were throwing themselves at them. But
Mhm.
when he opened his mouth, that status really had to carry everything. It's like,
Yeah.
wow. Because I worked with him and I remember female coworkers were like, please get him away from me. He was just so relying heavily on that status and his looks that it was just not fun to be around with. Now, exes of him might be like, or maybe, yeah, probably exes of him who spend a long time with him might be like, you know what? I am never dating a guy like that again. Yes, he's hot, whatever. Um, but for actually having fun, I'd rather not because I have to deal with the rest of it. And then somebody might say, "Oh, but she still fuck him." Maybe, but also maybe not. Because just because you're jacked doesn't mean you're great in bed. That's also a thing that guys need to like learn to realize or something. Like just because you look good doesn't mean you're great at everything.
Well, like it becomes it's like the guys that make self improvement their identity, are boring.
Yes.
Right. They tend to not being they're so obsessed about, they're obsessed about optimization, right? So like, having a beer, talking to having a like a bender, right? Where you like sleep with a woman in the morning, drink, and then you sleep, go to a pool party, and then you make out with a girl. Guys like that, like guys that are obsessed with self-improvement and stack your money, bro, and all that stuff, they can't it's like they only have two modes, right? It's like either they're a complete degenerate or that they're self-improving and pushing everyone away. And it's just like I've always said, there's no such thing as monk mode, man. Monk mode is just an excuse to isolate yourself because it's just turning off the game because you suck at it and you're trying to figure out. It's going from playing a battle royale map to playing by yourself because somehow you're lacking in something so severe, or at least you think that hey, if I isolate myself, I can see the forest for the trees. But I'm telling you right now, guys, if you think monk mode is going to suddenly fix all your problems, no, because you're a social creature. You require you require sexual validation from women. I know a lot of guys don't like that shit. They're like, I don't need bitches. I'm like, you do. You need a girl to think you're cute at least once every 3 months. You need a girl to grab your dick and be like, nice dick. Like you need that. It's great. Ask Jack. He needs a guy to do it for him.
You walked right into that one.
I miss
But
Cappy too, Jack. I miss Cappy too.
yeah, I miss him too. Oh, I hope he's doing well. But you bring up a good
Yeah.
point. Like the whole monk mode thing, I will guarantee you no man would appreciate monk mode more than a guy who's already in a relationship. It's like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, if you're not dating, you're not whatever, you don't deserve monk mode. You don't.
Yeah.
You know when you deserve monk mode? When you want to be alone, when you need the peace, when you're done with somebody grabbing your dick and telling you you're cute 100 times a day.
Hey, can I
That's when
have
you
my
just.
Sunday when your new favorite video game drops, like when Tactics drops, I need monk mode. I
Did you
need to
see that tweet of
self-improve.
mine? What's better than sex? That quiet Sunday morning she gives you after you laid her down properly or something. Where it's like, yeah, that's better than sex.
Yeah,
It's right.
sometimes you gotta have sex with your girl very early on Sunday. That way you put her back to sleep and you can enjoy your Sunday in peace. It's the things we do as men, man, to get our peace.
Dude, you know this. You know this. Where it's like you just had sex just to get rid of her. Where it's like, oh God, I have to do it. Like, okay.
Yeah, like
Because
and then
after this, she's happy. And then I can.
once you get it as a man, you realize that when you're sexually satisfied. And you know that if she left, there would always be another girl. Like abundance mentality, sexually satisfied. You start weaponizing or strategically using sex to get what you want out of her too, right? It's not just like, I got my nut. It's just like, hey, um, she's had a bad day. She's gonna be bitchy and whiny. If I dick her down really good right now, I can get ahead of this and she'll either fall asleep or be in a good mood. Like, I better dick her down now before this starts steamrolling into. Um, and that's how you do it. Or hey, it's Sunday. I wanna watch TV or play video games or just I want the house to be quiet. So if I fuck her at 7 a.m., put her to sleep, I'll have at least until 11 a.m. the house to myself and I can enjoy myself. And that's what I'm
Mm,
talking about, guys. Like that's true control and abundance and getting it. Sexual power, right?
well, and
More
remember what I
sexual power.
always say, blowjobs are for her, not for you. When you're really like, "Oh god, I just don't feel like having sex." You know what? I'll just let her do that. And trust me, it makes her happy. It's like, just let her do it, and you don't have to put in all the effort she can put on the show, and
Mhm.
after that, she'll be happy and giggly and walk away where it's like, "Oh, enjoy that so much," and it's like, "That's nice, dear," and, like, finally, I can play Final Fantasy Tactics or Silk Song or whatever.
Yeah.
There's gotta be
So
guys
anyway,
in the chat who are like, "What the hell are these guys talking about?" I've never had that.
Mhm.
Trust me. You will.
You will and you get it. You'll get it that you'll find the girl that you like. Because people think that girl is like you're gonna be it's some blissful. It's not bliss. It's just another part of your life. We got a Dark Knight Dev chat.
Yeah, I haven't
Dark
seen
Knight
him
Dev,
in
what's up, man?
ages. Hope
Oh,
he's
he's
doing
around.
well.
He's around. He's probably a
Oh,
busy man. You just need to be a 7 out of 10, which can you can do in 6 months to a year. Even when you're behaving attractive, a woman could still not be into you. Yeah, and that really the edge, guys. The edge is not being entitled to women. That is the edge. Looking at every woman and being like, oh, like when she actually shows interest, in you be like, oh, you're showing interest. Interesting.
hello
Okay,
there.
if you say so. You know, are you sure you are you sure about this? Like, who I am. Like, we can go down this road if you want. You got to be like that. You got to be like, oh, interesting. She
I
likes
bet
my shirt.
I
Yeah,
bet you say that to all the Dutch guys you know. "Oh, you're Dutch?" Oh, here we
yeah.
go.
It's
Here
yeah. Yeah, you just gotta I know you just gotta I hate what I hate saying that too, guys. I know, I understand. But at the same time, it's we're gonna get to that because Dark Knight Dev, he hit on something very important. So
Mhm.
the next misconception we want to talk about, Jack, is hypergamy is new. Like feminism came and Tinder existed and now and in social media and now hypergamy was invented by some witch or some the
Some
goblin
old
what is
dude
it?
with
The
long hair
gnomes.
and jacked shoulders somewhere in
Yeah, some
Vegas
like
invented it.
women got indoctrinated like it was college taught. Like, dude, hypergamy has been around since the dawn of time.
It's female nature. It's very simple. Hypergamy is female nature. Female nature is hypergamy. The best
Yeah.
available option because it's pragmatic. Who has the best genes? Who has the best provider dynamics, genetics, whatever? Who has the best capacity to be a good provider and good genes? Now that's where
Mhm.
you can get into cuckoldry, but let's not because that wasn't that much of a thing back in the day. Maybe it could have been, but it
Mhm.
is for pragmatic reasons, which women have never gotten out of.
Yeah.
What we do see now, though, is that internally, women have despised needing to rely on a guy who can only provide without giving the good genes. And that's why you see on a societal level, hypergamy is kind of being run amok, where it's like, you know what? We will never be under the foot of a guy who's boring again just because he can provide. Because they don't need that anymore, especially
Yeah,
now
the
in the
only
Netherlands.
difference is, like, women can fuck who they want. At least when I say who they want, I'm like, much more than before,
Yes.
relatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean, women fuck who they want, men fuck who they can. It's just that simple. Them be the rules. But that's always been the case. That's always been the case. And women have had greater opportunity and women have taken that opportunity. I mean, in the
So
60s,
Jack, let's talk about this because hypergamy was much weaker in the 20th century. It's not that it's weaker, right? Think again, brief with slaw. What was best for women to do in the 20th century that benefited them the most? Submitting to men and letting them die in wars and discover things and work in factories and all that stuff. That was what's best for men. Now that we have technology, sorry, best for themselves for women. Now that we have technology, women are like, okay, what's best for me now? I can go do other different things than what my great grandma used to do in the 20th century. So it's not that hypergamy was weaker, right? It's just that women will always do what's best for them within the system that they grow up in, right? So if the system now is be a hoe and you will settle down, someone will always be save you. So they have that in their mind. They're saying, hey, I can have my fun, I can have my cake and eat it too. Back in
yes.
the day, it's just like you can have your cake and eat it too, but it was just a different cake. But you
And you have
still
to
got
be very discreet. You got to remember now, as
Mhm.
well, with social media and the internet, everything is much more in the open. Everything is much more clicks, likes, and clout. I will
Yeah.
guarantee you that 90%
Clickbait.
of these girls spouting this bullshit online, they don't mean it. They don't.
It's
Like
beta bait.
it's yeah,
It's
it's
beta.
that it is that Nala has the video evidence. Otherwise, I wouldn't even believe she used to be a skank. But video evidence proves otherwise. So that's one where it's like, yeah, no, you can pretty much trust her on that word. But now, like the conversion, where it's like, whatever. But she knows she's a brilliant marketer. She is. She plays into that displeasement, displeasure, whatever, anger a lot of guys have when it comes to the unfairness of the sexes, where it's like, oh, but women have it easy. No, they don't. They really don't. Where it's like Nala now has to keep in the spotlight, and they always want more. Um, that is one of the. It's a very old joke, and I'm gonna butcher it if I say it, but it comes down to like the man shop. The first floor has a great guy, second floor, third floor, fifth floor, whatever. And then women, because of their hypergamous nature, get to the seventh floor, and it's like no men available, and she can't go back because she passed all the floors. So even though all the men want women, women tend to be Icarus in this case. And for people who don't know what I mean with Icarus, old Greek legend, flew too close to the sun, burnt their wings.
And he
That
felt
is,
his.
yeah, and he fell. That is a majority of women's sex lives right now, romantic lives right now. They're flying way too close to the sun, and it's going to burn them up. It's not per se that now it is stronger. They have more liberty to express it. They don't have to hide it anymore. Hypergamy has been unleashed, so to say. It's unfeathered.
Oh
So
yeah,
they
it's
can,
open.
yeah,
It's open. That's out in the open. It's open hypergamy, which is, hey, I sucked 100 dicks, and here's my husband. Right?
yeah,
Like that's open hypergamy. It's women announcing their sexual strategy where once they couldn't because there was repercussions. But women have always been women. Like since Homo sapiens stepped on the earth in Africa, women have always been this way. And the thing is, you may think, well, why can you feel it now more than ever? It's because there's more men now, right? So remember, not all men procreated. Most men didn't procreate almost sometimes throughout difficult parts of history. Um, and it's funny because we laugh at like the absurdity of demonstrations of hypergamy um, in history, right? We laugh at a story about a guy like Genghis Khan, even though him was probably a little bit forced, because
yeah, a little struggle hugging here and there. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, it's just like women in those times will probably be like, I can either, I'm actually kind of turned on by the fact that he will choke me if I don't, like women have sadistic fantasies now about what Genghis Khan would do to them on a Tuesday, So, but I will say that, but then when it comes to us and our little special little lives and a little special little part of history, we're flabbergasted that a woman wants to have sex with a guy that's has 16, 20-inch arms, 16-inch arms, right?
hmm,
Like it's
well, and even
hypergamy is not new. It's always been around. It's been around forever. The problem is that now there's smartphones, there's clout, and you can get paid for saying like TikTok. Most of the revenue made on TikTok is women trashing men, right? It's not even about men. It's about, hey, these women, what are they naturally good at? Being discontent, unhappy with the opposite sex. It's literally their job. That's all they care about. They can complain all day with their girlfriends about men ain't shit, but they will still have sex with you, right?
yes,
And when you guys are complaining about the sexes have better or whatever, remember that if you turned on your PS5 or went to your poker night or played D&D or went out fishing or hunting, whatever, you would be completely at bliss. You'd be like, wow, life is good. But a woman can do all those things and still
and she can
think
still find
about what
something
her
wrong.
yeah, there's always gonna they're just not made to be content. And do you really want that? So
Did you see that
um
the PS6 was announced?
I don't I haven't heard about it.
And there I ruined your life again.
Yeah.
Remember
Well,
when
it's
I
probably not
showed
gonna
you
go well.
the One Piece card game the first time? Get that shit out of my face, Jack. I don't need that. No, not another hobby. No, no, but you're
Um
100% right. It's like, um, it's not new. It's not. It has never. It has always existed, and it's the main reason why we are where we are today. The sexual liberation, the white feather movement, the women got the right to vote, the women wanted to smoke. It has always and will always be hypergamy. Always. Women have always wanted to get their say in everything, and they got to the most capable man doing it, or no, the most capable man of providing them what they wanted. They always got to him, which is hypergamy. It's pragmatic to the core.
Yeah, that's
And
what guys don't like. They still believe in love and like pair bonding. I'm like, no, like women
dude,
can
women are
unpair bond
vicious when
you when it doesn't.
viciously pragmatic when it comes to that shit.
Yeah, like men are the romantics, women are the pragmatists. It's always been that way. The problem is that um we're just now discovering this now. Every generation has to discover this, and we're discovering it now. A lot of women now would probably bang Genghis Khan and
Yes.
would have fun doing it after seeing the whole village burnt down. That's a little brutal,
But it's
but
also a
that's what they're designed for.
survival. It's also a
Yeah,
survival mechanism. That's also the case where it's like, wait a minute, this is the strongest, most capable guy. If I want to live, I better do it. I better do it. And then, like, of course, biology kicks in as well, where it's like, this guy slaughtered my dude. Huh. It's actually pretty hotter than my dude. Huh. You know what? Let me just, and I'm gonna live, and I have a better choice. Eh,
Ky-
you know.
Kyle Rittenhouse, the girlfriend of the guy that Kyle Rittenhouse either like killed or hurt,
Oh
wrote
yeah.
him a letter saying,
Really?
yeah, the girl wrote him a letter saying, like maybe one day you'll find, love and just some weird kind of like almost like a love letter, but it wasn't. And I was
There
like,
was
there it is. Like,
isn't there some
shouldn't she
other
be like
girl?
cursing it, cursing his family and saying, I hate you? No, it was like a very understanding, like, I understand why you had to do it, blah, blah. I'm like, wow.
I want to make a very dark joke, but because out of respect of friends of mine, I shall not. Maybe I'll tell you later,
In the
but
private or tell me
yeah,
after the show.
yeah. But there was also a while back, there was a couple walking down the street, and there was one. They got they got harassed by some homeless guy, and he stabbed the boyfriend to death. And that girl kept defending the murderer. Where it's like, oh, but he's just a victim of circumstance and this and that. And she kept defending the guy
That's
who stabbed her
hypergamy.
boyfriend. Wow.
They cannot help it. Yeah.
People were accusing it of liberalism, where it's like, nah, man, this ain't political. This is
That's
biological.
yeah. Anyways, third point, not all women are hypergamous. At the risk of sounding like an angry black pilled guy on the internet, right?
Mhm.
Um, not all women are hypergamous is false. All women are hypergamous, right?
Yes.
Some women, again, like Jack was saying, some women can exercise it more freely than others based on their own internal morality, their circumstances, their environment, the state sponsored religions, um, and also, like some women also have medical issues or STDs or whatever slows them down into where they can like fully exercise the full extent of their power level. But all women are hypergamous. Your grandmother, your mother, your sister, your daughter, whenever you have one, if you have one, they will all be hypergamous. And that's good. You want you want women to be hypergamous, but to say that, oh no, my special little flower of a wife is not hypergamous. I'm like, she is. Your wife is hypergamous. All
That's
of
the
them are.
burden. That's the burden of performance you as a man have to carry, that your wife is hypergamous. Which, how do I phrase this? A lot of guys, for shits and giggles, go on Twitter and be like, oh, if your wife got fat, it's reason for divorce and blah, blah, blah. And your wife divorcing you because you got fat isn't. This goes both ways. Like, your wife married you for a reason, because you were hot, awesome, and capable. And just because you're married or have a relationship, that doesn't mean you can't fall off. That's where the real fight begins, because now you have to keep up with it. That's hypergamy, because she in her head is going to be like, I got a hot, stable, capable guy once. I can do it again. So if this guy falls off, it's like, you bet your ass I'm going to try it with a different guy. And it doesn't matter if she, oh my God, this was so sad, really sad story. A guy I knew in the evangelical church, and they usually married. They're usually marry because of the church, where it's like, oh, I'll set you up with this girl. Had two beautiful kids, and she cheated on him with his best friend in their marital bed while the kids were at home, and he got to live in a trailer. Tell me again how religious women aren't hypergamous. And there's a lot of stories about this, and probably somebody in the chat can tell a story similar to that. Maybe you have a couple of stories like that. But she married out of necessity for the church. And he was one of those servant leaders where it's like, oh, God gifted me with this woman, and this woman is amazing, and this woman is great. And his life was complete servitude to her.
Mhm.
And she went with a complete douchebag, even though the two kids, the nice house, whatever, she took it all. Just because she thought he was a chump. She took it all. House, everything. And he got to live in a trailer. It's like, don't tell me not all women are hypergamous, because that mindset, that's where guys get hit by a freight train.
Mhm.
I would
Yeah.
rather live in the constant neuroticism of I can't fall off than, oh, I'm going to be fine. She's not going to cheat, whatever, this and that. Or be in the constant mindset of, you know what? If she cheats, I want to call the guy and thank him because now I can play my fucking video game. That's the best out of all of them, by the way, where it's like you can just sit there and be like, you know what? If you take her off my hands, I'll throw in my card collection for free. Please do it. And then no one will. Every time.
Yeah.
But
The
it's
stories always
roughing.
corroborate hypergamy, and the story that you said, it goes to the next point. And this is the one where like even the scientists, the Jordan Petersons, the what's the guy with the goatee loser,
Oh,
date
the
site.
one who, yeah, the one who likes you so much. It's like, oh my God, how
Yeah, the guy that
attractive
wants
are
to
you?
bang all of us. They put us on a like ranking who's the hottest. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
What the hell? But um hypergamy is only about money. That's a big one. And I know guys are like, no, but there's, like uh, women also like that you have a lifestyle. I'm like, yeah, most of your lifestyle is about money. Like 80%. Yeah, you could, maybe your lifestyle is a little bit in how you get the money. Like if you're an influencer or you're a fighter pilot, right? But it's still about money, right? And people only think hypergamy is only about money, and that's why we want to introduce the fact that these people do not want to understand this. The reason mainstream scientists or researcher goofs don't want to understand this is because this paints women in an unflattering light. But it is so fucking necessary to understand this, and it's that hypergamy has two sides. Two. It's not one. Hey, if you make six figures, you will you will get the girl. That's not hypergamy
Why do you think
only. There's
the
more
pool
to it.
meme exists? You know, the
What's
pool
up?
boy meme exists for a reason. That's because guys
Yes.
rely too much on their money. And this is why I dislike the chase excellence, not women quote. And maybe it's not per se what Rich meant with it, but it's like the interpretation of it, where it's like, oh, just chase excellence and the women will come. If you have zero experience with women, when you've achieved excellence, that excellence will all be taken away. Goddamn balloons, go away.
They'll
It's a
crash
Mac.
out.
Yeah, it's a Mac thing when I do certain things with my hands, and it's like, is this the fireworks? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It's very annoying, but it's like when you've achieved that excellence with no experience in women, all that excellence will be taken away because
Mm,
you have relied so much on that excellence to get you women that your whole personality now derives from that. It's like, oh, this woman will love me forever because I'm amazing. It's like, no, she won't. She's a human being. She can make her own decisions. All you can do is the best you can, and that's about it. That's
Yeah.
literally all about it. Plus, that second side. I don't know. As soon as I found out about that second side, where like I had a girlfriend once, the half Brazilian, she went back to the guy who cheated on her with 3 different women. And I never understood that. I never understood that until I read like the first Rational Male, where it's like, oh, that makes sense. Women would
Mhm.
rather be with a guy who could cheat, you know?
And
No,
her and him actually exercising that is
yeah.
almost it's just a little, it's an inconvenience. It's like, just a small inconvenience.
She ended up marrying him. Shotgun wedding. She ended up a single mom, so it's like, well, you kind of get what you know. Still play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But
Mhm.
at the time, I was like, what's happening? Like, I understand if she would go for a guy who has a stable job and whatever, but the guy who cheats on her 3 times is like, oh, the Puck quote, where it's like, women would rather share a successful alpha than date a faithful beta. Where it's like, oh, and that's where the hot guy at the foam cannon party in Cancun, where it's like, oh, so that's why. So I don't need to rely on money for all of this. I don't need to rely on my status, maybe that's a whole different topic, but like my position in a company. It's be attractive, be fun, and all the rest of it is for stability, which is nice, but I don't need it for what I want, which is casual hookups at that time. I'm free. And that's like that tweet of yours where it's like feminism made men free. And I saw you got a lot of pushback on that one because, of course,
Of
nobody
course I did.
understands it. Of
Of course
course you
I did.
did because nobody understood
Yeah,
it. It's like,
because they
guys,
think it's just like some club somewhere where guys are smoking cigars, talking about how they banged wives and our future wives and girlfriends and stuff like that. No, it benefits you a lot because now, in order for women to like you, both professionally, you just romantically, sexually, whatever, it's just you got to be hot because now they can make their own money. That means you got much less to worry about. Um, because if you can give a woman $100, some other bloke is gonna give her 300. Like, it's an endless it's just like not where you wanna compete. You wanna compete on the side where, like, hey, most people are fat, most guys are weird, shut-ins and stuff like that. Most guys don't know how to dress. If I fix those 3 areas, I'm already way ahead of the average guy. I would like to compete on the alpha side. This is crazy. It is easier to compete on the alpha side than on the beta side. And if you compete on the beta side, you will go broke or be very sad because if any guy can take out a credit card and be like, "Let's go on a dinner date," but not every guy can be funny, charming, smell good, and be unapologetic about his sexuality.
yeah, not every guy can do that. But if you are the guy who can do that, there's just so much more opportunities you have. And that's why, like, going back to the first point, hypergamy is not a straitjacket. Hypergamy is a manual. Or it's like, oh, wait a minute. Wait, dual sided, you say? It's like, yeah, you're free. It's like,
But
what
you
do you
gotta
mean?
understand. 'Cause
Hmm.
if you can spell, "Oh, hypergamy," I'm like, "What is it though?" Like, "Well, you they go for rich guys." I'm like, "No, they don't.
No, no, they really
No,
don't. They go
no, they
for
don't."
it when they're gullible and when it's pragmatic and when they want. Well, it's also like, what are they going for when they go for them? It's the stability, which
Mhm.
a guy with money can provide. I'm not saying don't go for money. Money is always useful. I'm not saying don't go for it. Don't lead with it. Gold diggers are born, not made. Uh, Gold diggers are made, not born. My fault. My fault. They are made,
Because
not
guys are
born.
tripping over themselves to give
Yeah.
women money, time, attention, all that stuff. And guys, it's bottomless. Like, you think like, there's these guys that wait 3 months to have sex with a girl or give them money and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, dude, like, you giving comfort is something that women, no matter how much they bitch about it and they want more of it, it's just on tap. It's remember, when you flood the market with a product to the point where it's so readily available, it becomes worthless almost. The price drops. But if you provide a product that is hard to find, that's elusive, that there's a time limit to it, right? And that's why women kind of like jump on the ability on the opportunity to sleep with an alpha guy. And alpha is behaviors, not, a demographic, right? Um, then it's like, wow, holy shit, a guy that doesn't seem that interested in sleeping with me, or seems that if he doesn't sleep with me, he'll be okay. Like, what the fuck? And they jump out the opportunity to do that. So, yeah, flooding the market with good morning texts or, "Hey, I'll take you on this $200 dinner and hope you get home safe," instead of being a guy that fucks her, say, "Hey, thanks," and then not texting her for 3 days, she's gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like, and then she's gonna realize, "Oh, this is the stuff that makes this guy's rare. He's not like the other men. He has options, or maybe he does. I don't know. Why is he so quiet about everything about his life? Why is he so mysterious? Why does he not seem interested? Where's my little heart emoji when he texts me? What the fuck?" You
Yeah.
know? And
Why can't I have
yeah,
him? Why am I not influencing him?
who
Why
does he
does he
think
want
he
to be
is?
alone? Yeah. What
Yeah.
is he thinking? Did I do that? Did I make him feel like that?
Was
Did
it
I make
me?
him was it me? 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 How
Yeah.
can I make this
All
about
right.
me?
Yeah. Well, moving on to the next one.
Mhm.
Um, Men are hypergamous. Bum bum bum.
Mm.
So
Pizzocrates.
men,
You might not know that.
I think, Jack, that what happens is men think they're hypergamous because they derive a lot of ego, and they need a lot of validation from other men about who they fuck. Like, look at this hot chick, guys. Look. That they start to believe, oh, I wouldn't bang a less hot chick, so I must be hypergamous too. And I'm like, no, men are not hypergamous, right? We don't have an attraction floor. We obviously there's a
As
thing called standards, and we will not do something if we don't have to, or we evaluate. We what we do is we evaluate cost and risk. We do risk analysis, right? Where it's like, hey, if I bang this fat chick, my friends are all there. They'll make fun of me for 6 months,
Mhm.
and I'm not that horny, and I could just jerk off at home and all that stuff. And there's guys that are just like, I don't give a shit if the whole world sees me. I'm horny. I'm gonna bang this fat chick right now. But
Mhm.
women can't do that. They literally cannot have sex. They cannot. They don't. They have a floor. Men do not. We all of us have banged wildebeest or just questionable women in our past, right? And we've hidden it, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, we've hidden it. We've hidden it away, and we were just like, no. But yeah, men are not hypergamous. Not a
No.
thing. Sorry.
No. No, it's that, like I said, you might not remember this, or maybe you do. I call him Pizzocrates. I don't even know why I call him that, but he went by the username of Socrates, and he was one of the speakers at the convention that shall not be named. And he was like, "Men are hypogamous. It's hypogamy." It's like this whole narrative by men raised as defective women that whatever one sex has, the other one has too, needs to end. It's not a thing. Men do not date or marry up. We're the ones who either do equal or down. And rarely do we really do equal, you know? And
Mhm.
like, down in what? We don't compete with women the way we do with men. We don't compete with women the way women compete with men, you know? Because for us, women are not security. For us, women are not provision. For us, women are not protection. For us,
Mhm.
hot, ready and able, hot, ready and willing. That's it.
Yeah.
Attractive enough, you know? It's like, oh, can she get my dick hard? Well, that's good enough. And then it's her behavior where it's like, can she keep me around? Kind of thing. But that has nothing to do with providing provisioning and excitement, which this whole Menahe narrative wants you to believe. It's like, no, if that's the case, then men would find women attractive for the same reason women find men attractive, which we don't. So I
Yeah.
don't know how long we can go on about this one. I don't think very long. Where it's like it's just wrong. The whole starting point of that argument is wrong. It's like you're
Yeah.
telling me the sky is green. It's like
It's sperm is cheap, eggs are expensive. Women cannot afford, like, men cannot afford to be picky.
no.
99% of men cannot, not even me. Like, if I was single, And it's been a month, and obviously, I probably have better chances because of my skill level, experience, logistics to get a more attractive girl, right? But also, here's another thing. That's a lot of part of your programming as a man. You think you're this. You've been programmed to be a woman, right? Where you think that if you have sex with a chick, it taints you, it makes you look bad. Listen, you can be awesome man, and one day you can just go out of your apartment, talk to a chick that's unattractive or whatever, have sex with her, and you're still you. Your value is not derived from the women you sleep with. And that's awesome because that frees us. That means that there have been times where I have hooked up with a chick that I'm just like, Jesus, man, what am I? What? Like I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, damn, and I just laugh. And there's times where I hook up with a chick and I'm just like, damn, like got it. Like I did a good job. But the thing is, that's awesome, right? The fact that you're not hypergamous as a man just makes life more whimsical and fun and stupid. Your friends get to make fun of you,
Yeah,
and
because
also,
that's also the
yeah, go
thing.
ahead, Jack.
Women keep each other in line.
Hmm.
It's like, you slept with that, really? That's why you don't want your girlfriend or wife to have single girlfriends. They will fuck
Hmm.
you up beyond belief. I'd rather spend time in the ring with Ed fucking Lattimore than deal with the single friends of my girlfriend. I don't think that's true, by the way. Take that with a grain of salt. I'd rather not
Yeah,
do any of them, but just to emphasize, to bring the point home where it's like, single women will fuck up your relationship. What's even worse is just divorced women. I don't know if you know that fact, but married women who have divorced friends have a higher probability of
yeah,
getting divorced.
160% higher chance.
Yeah. Or it's like,
That's
you gotta protect your girls, man, because they're just infectious. Like with us guys, we can do some stupid shit and we'll laugh at each other, but they have the fear of ostracization, the fear
Mhm.
of their status being reduced, their
Their
fear of
reputation. Yeah,
their reputation. It's like
whole
Ryan
movies
once
are
said.
made about women is their reputation being destroyed. Like
Yes.
it's like
That's
almost
their
like a horror
horror
movie
film.
for them. Yeah,
It's like The Devil Wears Prada was a horror film or something. But it's like Ryan once said, women will protect their reputation like men protect their balls. It's just, it hurts them. And it
yeah,
is their innate fear of
yeah.
being alone in the world, having to fend for themselves, and which is where hypergamy stems from. That optimization of safety, excitement, whatever. Because that excitement part also comes with strength and good
Mhm.
looks. And women just don't like muscles because they look good. It's also like an evolutionary trigger of like, this guy's strong. But typical women thing, they have no idea that most bodybuilders are completely incapable in the ring. But I digress. You could leave it to a woman to misinterpret that. But that's where all those things stem from. And like I said, men do not view women like that. They don't.
Yeah. So, um, there have been times where I walk out of my apartment, there's this one girl, just like this brown Asian girl, not that very attractive, just, maybe 30, 40 pounds overweight.
Oof.
Um, you know, uh, just 5 out of 10, right? Nothing.
Mhm.
And back in the day, she moved away, but I was here to walk her dog, and for some reason, I was just like, sometimes I feel like I just wanna thrash this girl in the bedroom, like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if my best friend sees me, I just wanna you know what I'm saying? I just wanna see what this is about, and that's a beautiful thing for a man, Like, I can do that and still
Mhm.
feel okay, and I'll laugh at myself, and my friends would be like, "Yo, you smashed so and so?" I'll be like, "Dude, I don't know," and we'll laugh, and see how, like, even Jack's laugh it didn't even happen, and Jack already laughed because you're not hypergamous, you're free, dude, you're
First
free.
question I would have is, how was it? Was it worth it? Like, really?
Yeah,
Interesting. Oh, okay.
and then, whatever, but, yeah, guys, you're not hypergamous. There was one more, thing about hypergamy, um, that I wanted to mention. What do you think, Jack, do you have any more misconceptions about hypergamy?
Only applies to men with the best social provisioning status. That one. It's men who are responsible for hypergamy. Oh, that's a good one. Do women have
Oh,
agency?
jeez.
Yes or no?
Yeah, it's
Yes
our
or
fault.
no? Hypergamy means only 20% of men will ever get laid. That's also like, if I will be remembered for one thing, I hope it's the book, of course, but it will be the quote of the top 20% in her direct surroundings. It's like, for the love of God. And that top
She's not
20%,
gonna hop on a flight every time a guy messages her, guys, for the love of God.
no, it's not going to happen. Because, first of all, Instagram is a saturated market. Tinder is a saturated market. Everywhere is a saturated market. Also, what are the things she values at that time and place? Like the funny, ugly guy. He gets laid because he's funny and he makes her laugh and he does all the things and he does it right. Even he can get laid. So it's nonsense. Are they attracted to the top 20%? Again, top 20% of what? Like, of what? Oh, of men in general? Because globally,
Where?
if you're in the West, you're already part of the top 5%. The whole United States, all men, I think, globally, are part of the top 5%. So, congratulations. If you're an American, you made it.
Most
You know?
prosperous economy in the world. I mean, you're already, you know.
So it's like that whole statement, it's such a generalization. No, it's not even a generalization. It's worse than that one, because generalizations I can understand. Well, what's the other one? I can't. Like I said, my English is failing me
It
every now
wasn't
and then.
80-20. I know Matt's saying that it's about what they want an ideal guy, but wasn't 80-20 just like
Pareto.
the book Dataclysm, where it's just raw data that they got from
It's pure raw data, but it's also
on dating apps,
that,
right?
yeah, they swipe only 20% or something. But look at 80% of the guys' dating profiles. They suck. I would even
Guys,
swipe right on only
the
20% of the dudes.
the reason, guys, if you have a good profile, the reason you're not getting as many matches, first off, the algorithm has to cycle all the men through, right? It has to push all the men through. And I think, at least for Hinge, you'll have days where you'll have like all these hot girls, in, right? And then one day you'll have like women that are not as attractive or not your type. And it changes, right? And they have to do that to keep you on the hook and to make guys feel like they have a chance, right? Treat it like a fishing rod. You set it, you forget it, pull it, you move the boat a little bit, but do not make it your 100% only way you'll ever see a woman in front of you. Go out
Mhm.
and start being immersed in your own life. You only have one life to live. Life is beautiful. Do not shut yourself out completely because of a new technology that just came to the scene 20 years ago, so or
Yeah,
not even like what, 10 years ago,
something like that.
15, 12.
Super
Let's
chats.
get these super chats real quick. No link. You get one of these, sir.
Thank you so much, best friend.
Where is it? Did I get it off screen? No link with the $5. New Rolo book. Yes, he dropped a book called Reignite. I haven't read it yet. I'm kind of on my. I have a backlog of books and stuff. So yeah, maybe eventually. Not that I need it, but it's probably a good read.
We'll
We
get there.
dollars from. Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
No, we'll get there. I saw yeah, out of nowhere, I saw that too. It's like, oh, he released a new book. Interesting. I'll get to it
Yeah.
when I'll get to it.
We got Alex Patino for the $10. You get one of these, sir, since it's $10. You'll never guess the meme where I got that from.
I'm wondering.
I
Real
got it
quick
from a
though.
meme. I don't know what show I got it from, but I got it from a meme. But
Hmm,
hold on, let's get the super chat.
yeah.
I'm $10, Alex Patino. I'm the tallest or hottest guy, but I'm okay. I'm guessing he's saying I'm not the tallest or hottest guy, but I got three Guatemalan chicks in Columbus, Georgia, where Fort Benning is at. They wanted me because they were not legal, so at the time I was their best option. Green card.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Briefwood's law. They're like, hey, if I waited out enough, this guy will marry me and get me a green card. So that's
Mm,
okay. You benefit. You're just like, okay, you wave it in front of them, like, okay, cool. Good luck.
well,
Let me know if you're coming over. Good luck. Good luck to you.
mhm.
Normalize giving women a burden of performance with you. Normalize that shit, guys. in your life, if a woman wants to have sex with you, yes, the first time you have to be kind of like very you have to open your schedule, you have to like shuck and jive, you may have to stay up late, whatever. But after a couple times, normalize you saying, "This doesn't work for me. How about this day?" If she says no, sorry, I already did the work. It's your like either you don't want it bad enough. I'm not gonna continue working for pussy. Like I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
already worked my whole life. I've self-improved to the point where you I got you. So if you're not interested, go somewhere else. But
I'll
anyways,
be right back.
okay. All right, let's get the next super chat. Alex Patino with the $5 super chat. Um,
Thank you so much! Best friend!
Alex Patino with the $5. Hypergamy at the low level worked for me. What's Rob's line? Don't care, got laid. Yeah. It's not your like the relationship is her problem, right? Your job is to have options at all times throughout the rest of your life. That's it. Now, when you engage into a committed relationship, a monogamous one, there are some things that you will have to do, right? Like you will have to continue to lead and plan the dates and um resolve conflicts and all that stuff. There'll be ups and downs, but not like as bad as people say it is because you are red pilled and that's what the red pill's for to make all this much better and all that stuff. But for the most part, all that matters, guys, is that you got laid. Like, even if the marriage is kind of on the rocks, if you're still getting sex, the marriage is still game on, right? Marriage is a thermometer by which you measure a relationship. If there's no sex or little sex or less than before, then that means something's wrong, something's off, right? Either in the friend zone, and trust me, you can be friend zoned by your wife. So, yeah. Yeah, me too. I know he announced it the other day, but I'm not sure exactly what. I'm guessing, yeah, it's probably that. Maybe like rebuilding, reignite. I'm guessing it's building from zero, so I'm not sure. Okay.
Da, da, da. I am back. I have returned.
All right. Now I just read the super chats.
Oh, let me get my book real quick.
Oh, there's a song, by the way. I'm gonna get demonetized because of this song. Damn it. But all right, let's get. Oh yeah, and there's that book. That
Books.
book's it's upside down, Jack.
Speaking of books, On Women,
Yeah.
200 pages of red pill lessons, failures and successes, and notes swapped, all condensed into 200 pages.
Uh-oh, we have a comment here. Miss
Uh-oh.
G, she says, "Friend zoned by your wife? How's that possible?" I'm like, "Oh, it's very possible because again, marriage does not insulate you." Here's another thing. Okay, cool. We found another misconception that once you get married, hypergamy goes away. That I mean, I know you touched on it earlier, Jack, but
Mhm.
like, care to explain to Miss G why men get friend zoned by their wives?
Well, Miss G, I would be happy to oblige. Give me 1 second. There we go. The thing is that when men get married in general, not all of them, but there's a reason the red pill exists, they tend to fall off. Fall off in what sense? They think, oh, you know what? I'm married. She can't leave anymore. I have a stable job. I will provide, and therefore she will find me attractive. Now, you just because you have a job and just because you have that marriage certificate does not mean women by default will always find you attractive. The guy gets out of shape. The guy spends less time with her. The guy gives up all his hobbies, gives up all the things what once made him a cute, awesome, attractive, capable guy. And then the wife just rejects him for sex. There's a reason that
And,
the
and she
Reddit
doesn't want to.
bedroom. Hmm?
Yeah, and she doesn't do it out of malice. She just
No,
doesn't feel she lost attraction to you.
she just purely lost attraction. And at that point, like your wifely duties is to have sex with your husband. We have a great friend of ours called Archwinger who once wrote an essay about that every unhappy wife is a struggle hugging victim because that's how sex with a husband they're not attracted to feels like to them. It genuinely feels like grape to them, where it's like, well, I don't want this. This is horrible, but I'm his wife and it's my duty, and at a certain point, these women just become so unhappy that here's the divorce papers. And you can be a great father. Hypergamy doesn't care. You can have a great income. Hypergamy doesn't care. You can have been married for 30 years. Hypergamy does not care. You could have taken the kids to Disney World. Hypergamy doesn't care. It just doesn't care. It cares about the most pragmatical method of her getting what she wants.
Yeah. And this is like guys will read this with tears in their eyes. And this is from Rollo's first book where he talks about, and that's one misconception about hypergamy, right? Is that it has to do with morality, right? There's many misconceptions, but hypergamy does not it's not a moral thing. It's purely biological. It has nothing to do.
This is going to resonate with a lot of guys. And Miss, if you're still in the chat, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. That's the one. That's going to hit.
There you go.
A lot of guys will recognize that. They will resonate with that because that's the phrase a lot of those dead bedroom wives will utter. I love you, but I'm not in love with you.
Hypergamy doesn't care that you are a good father, that
Nope.
you are that you paid for her college. You know what? I'm just going to play the video. Let's play the video. Let's play the video.
Let's play it.
All right.
The most valuable bit of wisdom you can carry into a monogamy of your own decision and your own frame is to understand this sexual pluralism in women. Accept hypergamy as a woman's operative state at all times. The most common words you hear newly divorced men utter is some version of, "I never saw this coming in my wildest imagination. We were married for 20 years. We have 4 kids. How could she be over me so quickly?" A lack of understanding the basics of hypergamy is exactly why men are blindsided. Hypergamy doesn't care how great a father you are to your kids. Hypergamy doesn't care how you rearranged your college majors and career choice in life to better accommodate her. Hypergamy doesn't care how inspired or fulfilled you feel as a stay-at-home dad. Hypergamy doesn't care that you moved across 4 states to accommodate your long-distance relationship. Hypergamy doesn't care how supportive you've always been of her decisions or if you identify as a male feminist. Hypergamy doesn't care about the sincerity of your religious convictions or aspirations of high purpose.
About that, guys.
Hypergamy doesn't care about those words you said at your wedding.
Nope.
Hypergamy doesn't care about how you funded her going back to college to find a more rewarding career. Hypergamy doesn't care how great a guy you are for adopting the children she had with other men. Hypergamy doesn't care about your divine and forgiving nature in excusing her youthful indiscretions. Hypergamy doesn't care about your magnanimity in assuming responsibility for her student loans and credit card debt after you're married. Hypergamy doesn't care if he was your best friend. Hypergamy doesn't care about the coffee in bed you bring her or how great a cook you are. Hypergamy doesn't care about all those chick flicks you sat through with her and claim to like. Hypergamy doesn't care about how well you do your part of the household chores. Hypergamy doesn't care about how much her family or friends like you. Hypergamy doesn't care if you think you're a good guy or about how convincing your argument is for your sense of honor. Hypergamy doesn't care whether the children are biologically yours or not.
Oh, that one's kind of
Hypergamy doesn't care if she was drunk, he was cute, and one thing led to another.
Doesn't care.
Hypergamy doesn't care how sweet, funny, or intellectual you are.
Sorry, and we're all of those things.
Hypergamy doesn't care if you never saw it coming.
Doesn't care.
Hypergamy doesn't care if you're bitter.
We're gonna see the Vegeta
hypergamy
edits
doesn't care
next.
for better.
I like Duke Estrada's comment. We're going to see the Vegeta edits next.
If you guys want, if you guys super chat me $100, we'll talk about Vegeta. We'll see Vegeta edits. Anyways, speaking of 100 Mexican pesos from Daily Melons, you get one of these.
Thank you so much, best friend.
All right, you guys get the point. Daily Melons with the Mexican 100 Mexican pesos. I've always seen a religion as necessary evil. At least they know all along female nature left. If left unchecked, it will only bring chaos. Keep it up. All right, thank you.
Muchas gracias, señor.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like guys are looking for insulation against hypergamy. You know, morality, religion. They're looking for someone else to subjugate women, and they're also asking women to self-subjugate, right? But all of asking women to change their behavior is always a demonstration of lower value to women, even if they agree with you. A man that has to ask women, could you please give me sex and children and not cheat on me, is always going to be unattractive to women, even if they're like, yeah, morality and all that stuff. Yeah, I love men that are like this. They don't. They don't. What this doesn't mean anything. This mean like, sorry, that's my coffee. This means something, right? When women are having sex with you, that the medium is the fucking message, right? The church will say, well, women should, men should. Great, thank you, but that's not what happens. You have to learn this stuff, whether you're agnostic, atheist, or religious. It's here. If hypergamy is here. So thank you for the 100 Mexican. But yeah, there was a question here, Jack. But I cannot. Let me see if I could find it. Anyways, anything to add to that video? It's that video. It's an expert. It's an excerpt from Rollo's book. I read that in 2013, guys, and I was just like, "Fuck, man!" Like,
You read? Oh wow! When did I read it?
yeah, I read it. No, 2014, April 2014.
I read it later, 2017, I believe, somewhere around there. I got into
Yeah,
Rolo's work after the half Brazilian went back to her boyfriend who cheated on her 3 times. I thought I had it figured out. I was pretty purple pill back then, but it's like I thought I had it figured out, and then that hit me. I'm like, damn. And it's like I said, like the chapters like that, like hypergamy doesn't care, and Alpha Buddha. Which one is the one where he mentions the book quote? I can't remember. Just the whole first book was like, oh, now I fully understand it. Where it's like,
like year 1, year 2, right? On his blogs.
Yeah, best stuff he ever read. No disrespect to what he wrote later, but that was just the staple.
I mean, yeah, he came out the gate swinging. That was good stuff.
Yeah, he did. Where it's like, oh wow.
Waffen, this is the question was earlier in the chat. I just put a mental note. Will having frame cause you to lose out on some women? Of course.
Yes. Yeah.
And what do you mean lose out?
They do you a favor.
Trust me, there have been times where there will be times for you guys, right? Where you're just like, man, I wish I would have kept having sex with her. Or I wish I would have had sex with her, or I wish she would have messaged me back. And then one day you'll see her out and about. And she'll be 50, 60 pounds heavier. And you'll be like, wow, I'm glad that I didn't have to deal with this problem. Glad she didn't say, hey, you want to be in a relationship with me. This happened to me a couple weeks ago. There was a girl that I've hooked up with, that I was hooking up with for months, twice, 2 different years, basically all through her 20s. And there was a time early on where I was like, I really wish this girl, settled down with me. And then I saw the other day and 40, 50 pounds overweight, like more than when I had her at her best, right? I didn't lose out on her. I got her best. And also, if you have abundance mentality, you don't really lose out on women. They lose out on you. That's the attitude you have to have.
Right? You are the prize, the prince.
You are the prize. Yeah.
That's on the first book as well, The Prince, where he made that dating profile. Just to show the innate hypocrisy of women. But I mean, women are hypocrites. What are you gonna do? It's like that's just the thing, and you have to live with it. And like there was a different question in the chat, like there's no hope or whatever. What did you say? Where are you? Oh yeah, really. There's nothing left worth fighting for. My homie, you are free. You can do whatever you like. Women are
I think
giving
what
away
happens. Wait, which comment is it?
by Relly. Under Isham, there's nothing left
Is it
worth
recent?
fighting for. Nah,
Is it
it's pretty
recent comment?
recent. Yeah, you can get there when you scroll up once.
We going to see the Vegeta edits
Yeah,
next.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
under that one. It's
Yeah,
under that
super
one.
chat the money. I do it. $20 is $20. Ask Cafe.
Dude, did I tell you that? I mentioned it during Red Evening. Y'all motherfuckers. I did a show like reactionary content. And you know me, I always start out with, guys, reactionary content is the lowest form of content. And well, guess what happens? Double the views of
Yep,
normal.
it pays.
It,
Reactionary content pays, but you have to have a good thumbnail.
you,
But yeah, it pays.
you made me do this. Where I will
Yep.
now respond to filthy Twitch streamers.
Yep. And the thing is, as long as like you look at the thing, say disclaimer, we don't know about these people's lives day to day, but here's the lessons. Just as long as you make it a case study and not a a spectacle. But no amount of pussy is worth losing frame for. The thing is, guys, you will lose frames from time to time, right? You're a human being.
Yeah.
Like you will, right? A common comical way is that a Latina writing you saying, "I Poppy, take the condom off," and you do, that's losing frame, right? And it happens, and you're a human, and you can just be like, "Well, like, can you blame me?" And you will be forgiven. You just gotta forgive yourself. The issue is that you gotta realize that women are frame masters and men are frame children. We have to learn frame. Women are just
It
frame
starts, right?
masters. It's natural to them. And then when they realize, oh shit, this guy's the real deal, then they let go. But for the most part, yeah, I
The
think Arch
best,
wrote about that recently.
yeah, the best way to fight that is to be so extremely stubborn of anybody telling you anything. Like as soon as she says that, no matter how she says it, don't tell me what to do. Have that. You want to have
Yeah.
frame, like internalize that mindset. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Don't
And
tell me more about that, Latina.
well, I mean, that's just an internet joke, where
Mhm.
like women kind of control men in the bedroom, and if a woman wants something in the bedroom, the guy will do it and all that stuff. And listen, like there have been times where I've done things sexually for women because they were hotter. When I was younger, like, oh, she's hotter than the average girl, so I'm willing to do more in the bed, blah blah blah, whatever. Even things that I don't even like that much.
Mhm.
And that's a loss of frame, right? That's a loss of frame. Obviously, not a huge deal, but like guys, let women like don't. You're not in a war against them. You're not. It's not a scoreboard, right? It's not. It's not like, ha. You see, you sucked my dick for 20 minutes and I only ate you out for 10. I win. Like it's not like that, right? It's that you're going to you're not perfect. You're a man. You're going to make mistakes. You just want those mistakes to not ruin your life or make you unattractive as a whole overall, right? That's all it is. Like you're going to lose frame from time to time. You're not perfect. You're not Jesus, but it's okay. You just want it to not affect your life so much that it ruins it or makes you unattractive or something like that, right? So,
Yep.
yeah. Like losing frame and like here's a way of frame. If you lose frame, you can die or ruin your life. If you're a confrontation on the street, right?
Yeah, the ego. Some drunk moron comes in your or gets in your face, and you wanna maintain frame, show alpha, bro. No,
There you go. Gotta
that's
get you killed. Yep.
residual awareness. Frame isn't always assertive and extra. No, frame isn't always external, out there, assertive, whatever. Every now and then, frame is knowing when the odds are against you and what is more favorable, where you can de-escalate.
Yeah.
De-escalation
Shutting
is
the fuck up can be frame. Shutting the fuck up can be frame.
Yeah, or it's like, I'm not gonna let you get to me. As soon as somebody gets to you, gets you riled up, gets you to crash out, you're in their frame. You're doing what they want. They have dictated the rules of the interaction.
And boy, you and me, Jack, have broken a lot of men's frame on it.
Dude, I always laugh when we're in a space and I know exactly what you're doing, where you double down on things even though you know you're wrong just to get the crash out. We're like,
That's the nuke in me. That's what we did as nukes in the Navy. When we find like ask Ryan about it. When you find something about someone that bothers them more, like specifically, you get called. You get the good luck, dude. Because people are gonna mess with you. Because it's the military, right? Everyone's trying to
Mhm.
like size each other up and toughen you up and all that stuff. And then in Latin America, we give people names based on their biggest insecurity.
Mm.
So if you're short, we call you El Chiquito. Or the elf, the small one, right? That's your nickname forever. Like,
Mhm.
and that's good. I think, it's not your real name, but it's your nickname. But it's like that's how we deal with insecurities. Like, it's not a big deal. We're trying to let you know, hey, dude, we acknowledge this, but when you double down and when you lean into it, it makes you better as a human being, right? Instead of you hiding it, being mad so like when we tell a guy they don't know what they're talking about in terms of a video game and he calls you the N word and screams and all
Mhm.
that stuff.
I
Or when
know.
you or when you
I
make
know.
fun of the barber guy. I'm not gonna say his name. Who
Oh,
was
yeah. When I tell him no, when some Dutch twink tells him
Swami,
no, uh,
and he
how
makes a
dare
14-minute video cursing us out and asking
you
to
even
get
got my
doxxed. I
country
mean,
wrong. From Deutschland, it's the Netherlands, dipshit.
Deutschland is Germany, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because Dutch is then the Netherlands. It gets confusing, but still, he should know better. He's twice my age.
Yeah.
Show some respect, young man. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
So
the assumption of respect, where it's like, are you a woman? I'm sorry, but like as soon as a guy is like, you need to respect me, I'm talking to a woman because you do not understand respect.
mhm.
You want decency, is what you're looking for, and not respect. And in all honesty, if I don't treat you decently, you kind of did it to yourself because I'm pretty polite, if I say so myself, for new people. I'm pretty polite. Like to think
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Are there any more misconceptions about hypergamy that we missed? Guys in the chat, have we missed anything?
Have we missed anything? Let's see. I have the original essay, or I had the original essay here. Let's see. Hello, Dad. How have you been? Let's see. Oh, hypergamy isn't so important. You're overstating things. Or guys underplay it. It's like, I get it. You want to underplay it. You want to think it's not this be all end all. And I'm not saying that hypergamy is like the evil of the world. And thanks to hypergamy, um, an evil council of women is now gathered today. But hypergamy is the driving force of a lot of female decisions. And once you understand that, and once you have a grasp of the female lens, just a lot of things just get a lot more clear. Like that fear of ostracization and that need and necessity of always having the best option that requires social validation. So that's where you get that suicidal empathy. A lot of women don't actually agree with it. They just want to be viewed as a good person because having a good reputation means you get good options. Good options means good chances for survival.
You don't get kicked out. You don't get kicked out into the wilderness or something. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. You pronounce hypergamy wrong. Thus, you are uneducated and your information is flawed.
I don't think there's. I think that both works. When you have in the English gammy, you can say gammy or a gummy, and it doesn't.
I grew up with the Sandman version, hypergamy, and then I heard Rolo say it, and I'm like, I'm going with that.
I've
Hypergamy.
always said hypergamy.
I
I've always said it. Like I guess got lucky. I got lucky because I was reading it.
did you ever get into like Sandman and such? Like ever into the MGTOW thing?
Never.
Interesting.
I have for the most part have good experiences with women, and that's crazy because
Yeah, you're
I've
Latin.
had well, I've had a lot of things to shield me. Like I think my biggest shield was like growing up in Puerto Rico, I was forced to be social and normal and calibrated because in Latin America, like that's just we go. It's just there is no staying indoors and doing and the, the weather's always good. The women are attractive and feminine. Your friends are. We don't work as hard, right? At least in the Caribbean. Sorry.
Mm.
So people are more available, fun, and happy and loving. It's a collectivist culture, not an individualist culture. So everyone has tabs on everyone, which is good and bad sometimes. And yeah, it's just like I was forced to be social and all that stuff. And I was made fun of when I stepped outside of line in terms of being weird and all that stuff. So by the time I came to the United States socially, in 2013, socially, I was very well ahead of the curve in terms of um like how I interacted with people. I wasn't thirsty, I wasn't weird, I wasn't, I just was a dude. So that helped me a lot. So I've always had like good like I didn't hit on my coworkers, stuff like that. I kept my sex life very private, didn't tell anyone. Like I had a lot of things. Plus my dad was pretty, my dad was not a sim. My dad was pretty much very knowledgeable on women too. So I had a lot of
Mm.
things. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky and I've had for what it's worth, the girlfriends I've had all have treated me very well. Like there was no cheating. I think one of them in college kind of cheated, but we weren't in a real relationship. It was just like, kind of like playing it by ear. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm lucky. So, like, I cannot relate too much on the bitterness. I was bitter because I didn't like with women getting away with things. That was like my big. That's what made me bitter. Like, oh, a girl, like seeing my friends get like cases against them for being touched funny, even though it was false. Seeing like my bosses yell at me for no reason because I didn't move a piece of paperwork from one box to the other. Seeing women get promoted over me or like seeing women bully other guys in my division, I just didn't like that, and it really made me it embittered me. So more it was like outside of me what I was saying, but when it came down to it, reading The Rational Male and then reading the second book and then reading The Manipulated Man. I
Oh,
read The
yeah.
Manipulated Man, yeah, that one really like got me deep into the darkness. But then as soon as I read Manipulated Man, shortly after that, I started dating a really decent girl and she was amazing. And um, I was like, oh, well, it's not so bad. I think what happened was just like I wanted to be part of the guys that had bad things happen to them because it was like solidarity, like I'm with you guys. But then I realized, oh no, I'm alone. Like I can enjoy women and not have to like check in with anyone. So
Huh.
you know,
Fair point. Fair point. Yeah, no, like I said, I always had girlfriends. I was on pretty good footing with women always, but like I could get a relationship, but I could never keep one. And then when it finally clicked with me, where it's like, oh, I can sleep with them without needing the relationship. I don't need to give the commitment. A lot just changed, and I stopped caring about commitment so much. Of course, I've had girlfriends afterwards, but I've always felt so much more free knowing I could go wherever I wanted to go without obligations, and that women were okay with that. And of course, in the beginning, I was kind of like, "Oh, wait a minute, I've been lied to, blah blah blah." And but then, like I said, "Oh, but this is great. Knowing all this is great. It explains a lot why things went wrong because I focused too much on that relationship. I focused too much on commitment, and now I am free."
hypergamy has two sides. Jack, welcome.
Yeah.
This is what we're saying.
Well, that's when I
What you
started
guys
growing my hair
need
out
to
again.
listen.
The leather jackets came out again, and it's like, yes, here we go. Who cares
I
about
think
being dressed well?
I think what happens is that when I finally left my anger phase, I felt a void because I've spent so much time either worshiping or hating women, or so I thought.
Hmm.
That when I finally got out of there, where I didn't either worship them nor, I just didn't care. I was like, "Are we having sex? No. Are we having sex? Yes. Okay, cool. Are we having sex? No. Moving on. Whatever." There was like a big void. I'm like, "Wow, I feel nothing." I felt like maybe I'm just losing my humanity, bro. I'm like, no, it's just that you've worried so much about this that when you don't worry, that burden lifted, you feel weird. You feel lighter. You feel like, what's wrong with me? I should care more. And you're like, no, you shouldn't. You just were you were designed women want you to feel some type of way about them extremely because they benefit from both. If you're mean and hate women, they get their kicks, they get to label you an incel, they get to like, you have confirmed to them that you suck with women, so they don't sleep with you, blah blah blah. It does a lot of work for women. If you worship them, then they get career opportunities, they get money, love, care, they get absolved of their mistakes and all that stuff. But when you don't care either way, that's where women are just like, fuck, because they want to have sex with you, but they know there's not much they can get out of you, you know, unless they work really hard, which some women are up to the challenge, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I hear you. I hear you.
Yep.
Want to wrap this one up?
Anyways, yeah, unless you got anything else, Jack.
Not per se. No, we kind of went through it. I think this is educational enough, especially for guys who just got into this, where it's like, oh my god, hypergamy has me doomed. It's like, no, my friend, you now have the manual. You now know what to do. Excitement, be fun, be well groomed, be good looking, things like that, and dive a little bit more deeper into it. Get Rollo's first book. I mean, nothing we can say that he hasn't said better about hypergamy. He owns this term on Google or something. I read something like that. I never understood what he meant by that, but I think it's important. But it is not the straitjacket you think it is. It really isn't. And you can make it work for you. And it kind of makes things interesting. Let's say you do land a girl and it's like, now I have to keep up. Damn it. Yeah. Yep. Now you do. Life gets exciting again. You know? You can't skip the gym. It's an ultimate test of frame. Where it's like, are you going to do what she's going to do? Where it's like, I want you to be with me. Or are you going to be like, sorry, honey, you fell for these arms and I got to keep them. So, bye. See you in 2 hours.
My favorite thing when you get your your boundaries tested and you decide to do it and she crashes out, here's something that I like. What are you gonna do about it? What's your plan? Like what now that I'm going to the gym, what are you gonna do now? Like what are you gonna do going forward? Just make it only about them.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about this that I'm just doing this? Like, are you gonna go like are you mad? What's next for you? Like making an interview. So what's next for you now that this guy you're banging is still doing whatever he wants all the time? What's next? So yeah.
But I'm your
Yeah,
girlfriend, and you go full Bane on her, like, and this gives you power over me.
exactly. It's just like you let them know, like, hey, good luck, like egg her on, being like, hey, you may very well convince me not to do what I want to do, but hey, I'm all for it. Good luck, and I wish you luck, and I hope you figure it out. And
Go
you
like,
walk away.
do you feel in charge?
Yeah, yeah. You think that don't like hurt your girlfriend, right? But
Yeah. Bane is
hurt her
underrated.
with your frame, with your impeccable frame, your unmovable frame.
With your
So,
indifference, kind of like, be like a cat.
yeah,
Like, just look at her and be like, whatever.
yeah.
Not always, but you know what we're saying. You know what we're saying.
The book. Wow, it's not. I downloaded a PDF. Honestly, I didn't buy the book. I downloaded a PDF somewhere.
It's no longer available. Oh, damn. They finally got
Yeah,
to the book burning, boys. It's happening.
yeah.
So get mine. Get mine before it's burned. You
Oh,
know,
I'm
on
burning. I'm
Amazon.
burning my copy today.
With or without the quote. At least take the quote out. I worked hard on writing that.
Mm. I took a
With
picture of it, and then I'm gonna
with your
print it and then
girl.
burn that too.
Yeah, with your
So I
girly
can burn
drink.
it twice.
With your
Guys,
girly drink.
get the book buy the book twice so you can burn it twice.
If it, fine with me. At least they bought it. Oh. Read
But
it
yeah,
first,
guys, it's a
then
good
burn
book.
it.
It's basically it's such a nice read. It gives you the fact. It just gives you what you need to know quickly. Um, it's great for what I would say it's great for.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for guys that that have read all the red pill stuff. They used it, and then they got with the girl. Things didn't go well. and it's just like the ultimate refresher when you get out of a relationship or a bad situation with a woman, and it gets you back up quickly. It's just like you have the
What
the
an
muscles
absolute
activate.
accurate prescription of how this went.
Yes, like you have the muscle, you let yourself go, but if you go to the gym and you get your muscles will grow twice as fast or more because you have those fibers already, right? You've worked out before, you've broken them, like your body knows what's happening. That's what this book is. It's like, hey, you've let yourself go in terms of your red pill knowledge. Now you get to a quick refresher. You don't have to read all 6 Rollo Tomasi books. You can read On Women and be like, oh yeah, God, I remember this now. Or getting into an old video game. You don't have to replay the whole game. You just have to go back to the tutorial. Oh yeah, that's how you do this move, and then back onto the game like nothing happened. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm actually thanks for saying that, man. I'm actually pretty proud of it. Where it's like, yeah, it's at least it's easy to read. Where it's like, oh no, it's not like it's not boring, it's not long-winded, it's just there. Where it's like, boom, there you have it. And I appreciate that.
it's almost like you're being like your friend is like, hey, dude, you remember how to do this mechanic? Can you tell me? L1 up down left. Oh yeah, but if you would have gone back to reread everything, you would have had to learn what the buttons on our controller are. You already know the buttons on the controller. You just know which ones to press when, and it takes you 5 seconds to relearn that. Your friend's beating you upside the head with a piece of newspaper saying, "Dude, we're gonna get you back, but you don't have to read like 6 books. This is enough, and you'll be back on track." So
I think it's good. You think it's good for beginners though, or the guy just starting out?
yeah, it's all like when you're a beginner, dude, you're so hungry that you'll read and like you're like a starving kid. I remember
Nah.
when I began when I read The Rational Belt, dude, there wasn't enough red pill stuff in existence where I was like everything red pill. I didn't have YouTube, like I didn't care about YouTube too much back in the day, but everything red pill, right? I was like, oh shit, I gotta read this. Someone came out with another book or this and that, or this blog or this post. I would reread it and then I'd be like, "Oh my god," and boom. So, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's like I said, I've got some memories in here even where I'm like, yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I think I did a good job. I'm happy with it. I'm very
That's
happy with it.
that's all that matters. So,
Yeah. Plug our shit and leave.
I put my Substack in the chat. If you guys would like to talk to me one-on-one, there's my link.
Mm-hmm.
And, what else? Guys, tune into my show, tomorrow at 9 PM Central, and we're gonna I haven't picked the topic yet, but I think I'm gonna move more this week. I'm gonna move to something, more uh fundamental, like fundamentals, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, buy the book, get Jack's book, and thank you for the support. Jack,
Yeah.
take us out.
Okay, hold up. Link to my channel is in the chat for people interested. Latest essay to the Substack about in-group preferences is out, between men and women, and On Women, the book available now in Kindle. That's it from us. Toodles.